Very welcome. This is the news on NTR International. My name is Justin Bemo, and here are the top stories. Religious and political leaders sue for peaceful coexistence as Muslim faithful celebrate Eid al-Kabir. Pilgrims begin symbolic stoning of the devil in Jamrat. A statistician general of the Federation refutes reports that Nigeria is still in recession, says the economy is improving gradually. Well, thank you very much for joining us. The Muslim faithful across Nigeria joined their counterparts all over the world in commemorating Eid al-Kabir, otherwise known as the Feast of Sacrifice. President Muhammadu Buhari performed the celebration with his kith and kin in the ancient town of Daura, Katsina State. Sales correspondent Adamu Sambo reports on the ecstasy that greeted the observance of the annual ritual in the president's country home.
It was an exciting moment that rekindles optimism, high sense of satisfaction and indeed fulfillment as President Muhammadu Buhari joins his family, friends and acquaintances at Kofana Arewa Eid ground for the 2 Rak'at congregational Eid prayer. Amongst them, the paramount ruler of the ancient kingdom of Daura, Umar Faruk Umar. The chief imam of Daura, Safiyanu Yusuf Ansangwai, presided over the intense emotional prayer of thanksgiving to Allah for his enormous blessings to mankind. In a khutbah shortly after, the imam admonished the congregation to not only remain prayerful, but internalize the virtues of personal sacrifice, total obedience to Allah, and justice in all their dealings. He also made a case for the Ummah to not only love and tolerate one another, but continuously assist those in need for peace, national unity, stability, and development. The Emir of Daura, Umar Faruk Umar, thanked Allah that the nation's majority, as well as the international community, appreciate the efforts of their worthy son, President Muhammadu Buhari, at dismantling obstacles to national development towards guaranteeing a sustainable future for all, while reassuring the president of continued support, cooperation and understanding of his people. The monarch prayed Allah to continue to guard him aright. As a mark of respect, President Muhammadu Buhari was given the honor to perform the symbolic ram slaughtering, demonstrating total obedience to the will of Allah, as exemplified by Prophet Ibrahim. Leaving the venue, however, became a Herculean task for the security agencies, and the president had to walk the distance of about 800 meters, acknowledging cheers from the mammoth crowd of well-wishers. How does it feel to be so honored? President Muhammadu Buhari reacts.
To be frank, I'm very happy about it, but I do not expect anything less from my base, from my immediate base.
I was just right next to him, and some of his aides were telling him, please sir, let's get into, and he said, look, if I don't mind getting to the house like this. He's very much in control of his military faculties, and because of his background as a military officer, he can do even more than an ordinary person. So it's a message.
It's curious that, these days, 1 or 2 people who are aspiring to be president are campaigning on their youth and good health. I think that the president has done one thing today, that the issue is not how old one is he, how fit is he, how healthy is he. I think that the president's fitness and well-being to continue in office is a settled matter.
The president used the opportunity to restate his resolute commitment to selflessness in service to the nation, but called on Nigerians to fully embrace the change agenda for the nation's economic well-being and prosperity.
I hope the rainy season will be as good as the 2 previous ones, so that there will be plenty of food so that we may even completely stop importation of most of the food items.
Celebrating the Feast of Sacrifice with his kith and kin is a practice maintained by President Muhammadu Buhari for a very long time. From Daura in Katsina State, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
And in the meantime, youth corps members serving in Daura, Katsina State are passionately appealing to the younger generation across Nigeria not to only appreciate but genuinely support the revolutionary initiatives being implemented by President Muhammadu Buhari for their sake and sustainable future of the country. And this was while paying a solidarity visit to the president at his Daura residence as part of the Salah celebrations. Stella's correspondent at Damusambo again reports.
The youth corps members in their numbers stood to be counted as Daura residents line up the major streets in demonstration of support, solidarity and respect for the Nigerian leader as he returns home from the Eid ground. And it was a joyous moment of history for the corps members as the president came out of his residence to show appreciation. Nigeria stars, Nigeria we serve. Hooray! Hip, hip, hip. Hooray! Louder! Hip, hip, hip. Hooray! Speaking on their behalf, the corps liaison officer, Jibrin Ishaq, described the Buhari presidency as a divine intervention for Nigeria. He thanked the president for prioritizing the welfare and a secured future for the Nigerian youth through his style of leadership and developmental initiatives.
You have done a lot as far as our dear country is concerned. All what you are working, we are working for the purpose of we youth. You understand, sir? Our prayer for you is that may your day shall be long. Amen. Long life and prosperity. Amen. Baba Geskia, by the special grace of Almighty God, the voice of people is the voice of God. The voice of people is the voice of God. Baba, inshallah, be Igni Rahman, 2019, you are there. God present you to dear Nigerians to liberate us from darkness. In fact, Mr. President, sir, I could do. As I'm speaking with you, I'm here with my PVC, and my PVC is my power.
For President Muhammadu Buhari, an audience with the corps members has become part of his schedules during Salah celebrations. He formally welcomed them to Daura and asked them to not only keep hope alive, but genuinely play their part towards achieving a greater Nigeria.
I personally spoke to General Gawan and thanked him for having the initiative to start the NYSC program. It's very good for Nigeria. So people from Port Harcourt, from Calabar, from Ogun State, from here, Daura, from Sokoto, from Maiduguri, will find themselves all over the country. It's better to know all the country than people to be state inclined. They just think the state is the beginning and the end of Nigeria. That is not so. This is Nigeria. You are welcome to Daura. I hope you are enjoying it. And I wish you the best of luck.
And in the spirit of the season, President Muhammadu Buhari donated a bull, 10 bags of rice, and ₦500,000 naira to the corps members. From Daura, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has urged Nigerians to rise above personal, group, sectarian and other interests by promoting harmony and tolerance and dealing with one another at all times. In a Salah message, President Buhari urged Muslims to use the occasion for sober reflection and self-examination and strive to be good ambassadors of their religion by upholding high moral values. He advocates the need for the faithful to live a life of sacrifice for the less privileged in the society. President Buhari regretted that selfishness, greed and corruption have overwhelmed human souls to the extent that people abandon their religious beliefs in pursuit of the greed. And earlier in our